Hello,
We
everyone.
made it.
We made it, yeah. Well, listen, it is what it is. It's called tech, right? Hello, everyone. This is your true fun time with the duo, the double impact, right?
Yeah, we're here just once a month, but at least we're on a consistent schedule. We come to you now every Friday as long as there's not a holiday.
Well, the
We
first
are
Friday of the month.
first Friday of the month. Yeah, first Friday of the
That's
month.
right. That's right.
So that must mean it's August 1st.
Imagine that. Time flies when you're having fun. I don't know how that happened,
I
but
mean,
it
last time
happened.
we were on was sometime, I believe it was in July, but I don't think it was July because we changed it because we were around the 4th of July thing, so we were changing it. But next month, I don't think we should be interrupted. Next month, it's the 5th of September, and I think we're still okay because Labor Day is the following week, I think.
Yeah, I haven't checked that far
So,
yet.
so we should be okay. The late Labor Day 2025. Just so we know. Oh, it's September 1st, so we're perfectly fine.
All right. Well, so this is it. I mean, again, for those of you who are joining us for the first time, we're live on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. So you can hit us, with your comments or join us if you want to talk and chat live with us. We can even bring you on the show here and
We
have
sure
some
can.
fun. Yep. Yeah. You can come on, particularly if you want to come on. I mean, the best way to do it would be on Instagram or I guess
Or
right here.
StreamYard, either one.
Well, or here you can use literally that HTTPS forward slash whatever StreamYard.com and then RHFSECMD56, and you can just come on screen live with us. So that's the best way, so everybody can see
We can
you.
put that link up on there. Or we can put it in the chat if you guys see it. Because I don't know if we're, oh yeah, we have it on the ticker. So you
Well, I
guys
mean,
can
I
go
could
to
put it
the.
on checker there if that's what they want. Let's
Yeah,
see.
you have it on the ticker. I see you have it on the ticker. That's good. We can put it in the chat too in case any of you guys missed it. You guys can definitely join us from there.
All right. So, well, I'll put it on the comments
That's
so
good.
everybody can. There it is. There it is.
Yeah,
There it is.
haven't really gone live on TT too much. Tonight was the first night I had gone live, and then we had some issues. But it's the first time I went live because I haven't had the time with school and stuff. I haven't had the time to go live. The other day, I did a little quick little reel. I was on campus, and I was really hot coming out of math class. Had lunch, and they have ice cream, but it's like $6 for a little tiny thing. That's like you get like this much. Dippin' Dots for like $6 for that much. Normally, Dippin' Dots is this for $6. It's like this there.
So is that inflation or deflation?
Well, no, that's the college. You thought state was supposed to be making things cheaper, but not necessarily. So I was coming out of a student center, and I see the Good Humor Man there. I'm like, oh wow. Lady stops me and she says, well, she says he's not open yet. He's not open yet. He's not ready yet. I'm like, oh, okay, no problem, because she has a whole bunch of kids she wants to bring out that's there for a camp. So I just kind of like chilling around. She's like, he's not open yet. I'm just kind of chilling by the thing over here, and I'm just waiting on the side. I was like, hey, dude, when are you gonna open? Just curious. Oh, give me 5 minutes. I just gotta find a pen. Oh, okay. Finds a pen. I was like, I'm thinking about a chipwich. Have that? Can I grab one of those for me real quick? Yeah, $4. Okay, give $4. And I walked away, and I felt kind of satisfied. I had my camera on. I didn't put my new glasses on. I do want to start wearing those around campus. I have the new Ray-Ban Stories. Have I told you guys about that?
Or is that the meta stuff?
Yes, I have the new Ray-Ban Stories.
Yeah, the one that translate and all that. Hey, ¿cómo estás?
Well,
How
the
you doing?
translation is all part of the thing, but the thing is, I was a little bit disappointed with it, to be honest with you, because they're like almost $500-600 when I got them. Now they got 20% off. I got the ones that go black
The sun.
outdoors.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I don't usually, because when sunglasses, I usually leave them on, so that's it. But I figured indoors, I need to have them clear so I can see what the heck I'm doing. So you have to pay another 100 some bucks just for that stupid nonsense. And so I got them and I used them, but you can't use them on any platform but Meta. You can't
Mm.
use them on TikTok. You can use them on Instagram, or you can use them on Facebook, and that's all you can use them on. That's it. That's the only thing you can use them on. So, but it's pretty neat because I used them first. I was at an awards dinner.
Well, hold on,
Yeah.
John. I think we have a comment on TikTok. They can't
Oh.
hear you.
Oh, okay. Oh, they can't hear me.
I think did you mute the mic or something?
Yeah. All right. So let me not do that. Hold on. Let me come back.
Yeah, don't mute. I mean, yeah, we got
Turn it
we
down.
got to hear your
Turn it
voice.
down. All right. That's good. Okay. Great.
Now we have your echo.
You have an echo?
Yeah.
Good.
No, so
Oh,
just bring the volume down. I think they can hear us, but we don't have to hear the sound. So I think,
I have the volume all the way down.
oh boy, so that's it. Well, are you on speaker? I don't know.
No, I have the mic. I have the earphone. There's no speaker. There's no nothing.
Maybe it's mine. I don't know. I mean, what the hell? How about now? Let's
I'm in a
see.
closed loop here, guys. Closed loop.
Okay.
Thank you for the comments.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
I went to put these glasses on,
Mm.
and the cool thing about them is that when you wear them, okay, the case actually has the charger in it.
Yep.
Kind of like our earbuds. You know, you put the earbuds in, you could charge the case, and then you could charge the glasses or the earbuds a couple times just by putting them in the thing. So it has a little light, goes green when they're fully charged. It's like red when they're still charging or something, or amber. And then it goes green. And so the light is just right by where the button is. You know, where you'd snap it, that's where they put the light. And so I first put them on. Everybody said, you can make them very covert, but they're not. But when I wear my hat and I have the glasses on, you can't tell if I'm recording or not because the light is right over here in my right eye. So some people were like putting black tape on me. They were getting kind of crazy. So I wore them at this award ceremony. I put them on. Nobody really noticed. And as I'm just sitting there, I have my phone because the phone communicates with it, obviously. And every time somebody was coming into the room, I was hearing like, let's say, sounds. Because remember, there's like a ear right by where your ears are. There's speakers like right near your ears by the little, the temples there. And
Yep.
so it gives a little chime when somebody comes into the room or they leave the room, which is kind of nice. You can then look at your phone and figure out what somebody did. So that was kind of handy. But I was a little just taken back that it does not work on TikTok. But
Wait, tell me. What
Apple,
do you mean it doesn't work in TikTok?
it does not work on TikTok.
Well, you were trying to stream direct to the
You
platform
cannot. You cannot.
only on Facebook,
Only Facebook and Meta.
Instagram. Yeah.
But
Well, all
Facebook
Meta
and
stuff.
Instagram, yeah. But they said that it works on their platform. They lied. And so it doesn't. What you can do is just record on your phone, and then you can upload that video to TikTok or wherever you want to upload. You can do that.
Mm.
But there is a limitation. It's a 10-minute video recording.
I thought it was
And
3 minutes tops. 1 minute, 3 minutes.
on this version, it's 10 minutes.
Oh,
On the
okay.
new version, it's the newest one. 10 minutes, and the streaming is 30 minutes. But I don't think the battery life is very good. So Apple's coming out with their pair of glasses. It'll probably be $800 for their glasses. But they're coming out with one that's going to probably work on all the platforms. But I was not really pleased with it. What I'm really planning to use it on is I do hikes and stuff, and I want to try to do it for things like that. But the fact that they don't have enough battery life and the fact that, it's got to talk to my phone all the time, that's a problem. In some parts on hikes, you lose connection to the phone because there's no signal. So, in fact, there's this guy in Vermont. You know what he decided to do? You know when you have bars on your phone? Well, he said, no bars, no problem. You know what he did? He started putting payphones everywhere and enabling them for free so people could use them when their cell phones have dead spots in Texas, Vermont, Texas.
Well, those Meta, right? They're expensive. I mean, 300 and up, and then now you're talking about Apple. That's going to be a little bit more expensive. But they do have versions on TikTok that you can get for like maybe less than $100, $50, $60, and
Yeah,
they do
but
just as
they're
much.
not going to work. I mean, so these glasses have the original Ray-Ban glasses and the optic glasses in there, so you got a good pair of sunglasses.
Well, yeah. I mean, again, they're good pair of glasses. But I'm saying for if you just want to record things, I mean, these are the ones that slick. I mean, if you look at TikTok Shop, they do have them. I was looking into them just to compare. I mean, I have actually, we have those, the Meta ones, and yeah, I mean, they're pretty good. You can walk and record things, and it's pretty good. It gives you a good.
It's
I mean,
not bad.
yeah. No, I
It's
mean, if
not
you wanna
bad.
you wanna record from a distance, you're driving, whatever, it's pretty good. I mean, talking about driving, you see something going on, just press the button and you never know.
Oh, I don't have to press the button. I can just talk to it.
Well, yeah, I mean, you could too. I mean, yeah, of course. Well, that's the thing. I mean, you could talk meta this, meta that. I mean, you listen to music. What I like about it is the translation, and it works because we tested that. I mean,
Yeah,
you
that's
talk in
nice.
Spanish, you talk in French. As long as you set up the languages, you'll be able to get a nice little response. Shout out to our friend here, Idris, is one of our previous guests and a good friend. Top engineer here in the Jersey area. What's up, man? Hope all is well,
Cool.
bro. He's on Instagram, so I'm just responding to some comments
Oh,
here.
Instagram. Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay. You're on a couple of places. Okay,
and
I
we
didn't
got
see it.
some
Okay.
people on TikTok as well. So hey, folks on TikTok,
Hey everyone, hey guys, how are you
what's up? What's
tonight?
up? And yeah, what else? Yeah. So
Yeah,
again,
so
we go ahead.
okay, go ahead.
No, all right. Well, so this was just, by the way, for those of you the first time watching this show, this is not a typical show because we're just open discussion here, having a good time, and John has a lot of stuff to share, and he starts hitting off, and then we just go from there. Right now, we're just kind of doing a little catch up since the last time, and but again, anyone wants something to discuss or has a question, I mean. John is a serial entrepreneur, as you see. He does a lot of things. He's into tech, and
And I'm
I
back in
mean,
school again for my next master's and my PhD.
yeah, that's big. I mean, I have to say, not a lot of people are doing that these days, and I'm not one of them. I can tell you that one. I gave up on that. I mean, not I didn't give up on knowledge, but certainly I don't feel like going back at this stage. But you never know. I mean, there's things that can happen anytime. Um, but yeah, it is an
My
interesting
next
experience.
class, I'm actually going to build a robot.
Those guys are real. I mean, they're out there.
I'm going to build a robot, not that kind, not that big. I'm going to build a small robot. It's going to use artificial intelligence, and it's going to use my hand. And so what's going to happen is there'll be a camera, and when I lift my hand, the robot's going to lift up. When I
Yeah.
open my hand, the claws are going to open up. When I go down, it's going to go down. When I close my hand, the claws are going to close. I can move it, I can open my hands, and it's going to follow the direction and position of my hand, watching my hand from a camera.
I do remember a movie that had that technology in it. I think, what is it, Steel or something?
Yeah, so it's
Where,
not that simple. It doesn't just happen. I have to calibrate the camera to talk to where the positions are. It's not like
well,
you just
no,
do it.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
you have to. I mean, well, there's that. Like, there's some technology right now with cameras that kind of follow you, like especially for like content creation. I mean, there's like
Yeah.
Pivot and a few other brands
Well,
that.
my gimbals do that.
Well,
They
gimbals,
follow. Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
some
yeah.
gimbals, the more expensive
I
ones
have I
have
have an
that.
AI gimbal that has an AI feature on it, and literally it'll follow me left, follow me right,
Yeah.
and it works pretty well.
Well, listen, I mean, these things are pretty cool, and I mean, listen, technology is only getting better and better. I mean, it's funny. We just had a discussion the other day about how some of the tools that we've been using are obsolete. And one of them being PowerPoint. This is
Mm-hmm.
in a different show, and I mean, you got to get in with the program, as they say, right? You got this is the age of AI, and so you adopt whatever you need. And we've talked about this a couple of times. I know you're a guru at AI. I mean, that's what you're studying too. I mean, so there's a lot of stuff that you know more on the AI world than probably I or any other one that's watching, unless they're expert AI engineers. But it's just this is it, folks. I mean, robotics and AI is the next thing. We just have to know how to use them and avoid the what do you call that, Skynet. Hopefully not. For those of you who may not know what Skynet is, I mean that movie Salvation or Terminator, whatever that was. Yeah, so I'll be back, kind of concept.
Yeah, I think with a lot of the things out there, when people they use it, they're like, oh, AI's gonna do this, AI's gonna do that. AI basically grabs data, and right now what we're doing with AI is we're grabbing so much data. A true story, actually, to tell you, there was actually I can tell you because I was compiling. I was compiling this month's. I do Tech Bite blunders, every first of the month, and I
Hmm.
just finished making the video, which is actually going to be it's going to be releasing probably after I do the show. And so one of them was, you've heard about Glassdoor, right? So
Yep.
Glassdoor is this company that's online, and the whole point of them is so that you, as an employee, could go to Glassdoor anonymously and critique the people, the management, etc. Okay. So Glassdoor has recently decided to change their privacy policy. You now have to sign up with a real name, email address, and your title that you have at the company. So here's the interesting story. This lady, she was posting some things on Glassdoor, right? And so she wanted to remove some of the stuff, right? It was still anonymous, but she wanted to remove some of it because she just wanted to get it off there. So she emails support. You know what support does, HH?
Hmm. Nope,
They
I
don't
don't.
remove it. They don't remove it. They don't remove it. But you know what they do, which is even worse? They associate her email address and her name and her title on all the posts she wants to remove.
I guess so much for anonymous.
That's what I said in the whole clip, is that they have been Big Brother watching. They've been grabbing people's data, and they're selling it off. So, there's always a good side to AI and a bad side to AI, and I think there's always going to be bad actors out there. We know that, right? All over the world. But I think as human beings, we have a responsibility to, to use it for the greater good of all concerned. And I think that's the biggest problem. Everybody I hear, oh, they want to make money in AI, they want to make money in AI, and that's great. But if you're going to make money in AI and it's going to harm people, okay,
Mhm.
that's a big problem. I think that's a huge problem. And everyone that says, "Oh, AI is so great, AI is so great," I don't like the idea of AI coming to a meeting and recording my notes. I'm not a big fan of that.
Well, I mean, again, listen. I mean, this is an old thing, right? You had someone taking minutes, right? A
Hmm.
human. Now AI does it, just digitally, and
Well,
you don't have
I
to
don't have
deal
a
with it.
problem with it that something else does it. My problem is that a lot of times I interview guests, so I don't always want certain things on there. So like, I don't have control over that data, right? It's going back to them in their account. So now you go meet somebody, it's like, oh, you're note takers. I'm like, or sometimes I was like, and the note taker shows up, HH. But I'm like, where's the person? Oh, I had a doctor's appointment, but my note taker still showed up. I said, yeah, I know your note taker showed up, but you didn't show up. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm so sorry about that. I got busy with my kids and I totally forgot. But the note taker showed up. I'm like, yeah, but we didn't do anything. Oh, okay. Because you could have talked to the note taker. I'm like, yeah, I wasn't gonna do that.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, if let's say we're recording this show, right? I mean, whatever we
Yep,
say,
yep,
it's
yep,
public,
yep.
right? Same thing. When you do meetings, some meetings are just basically information, and that's the thing. Like for me, for example, I mean, there's very few meetings where I mean you do not want to be on record. As far as maybe when you're doing something with maybe a subordinate and on a team, whatever,
Or,
something that
or, or
is.
it could, or it could be something like, you're working on a project. Like we're working on some software patents.
Well,
I
that's the. I
don't
mean,
want,
yeah. I
I don't
mean,
want that. I don't want that. But what we do is we record it, but we record it out of an outside of an AI system, and then it's available in our intranet, not our internet. So only internal people can access that video recording
Well,
internally.
again, companies that's what they do. I mean, they
Yeah,
most companies they don't even give access to internet for the most part. They'll limit access to certain people or
intranet.
yeah. So internet is the internal piece, and yeah, it's a loop. Only, I mean, they do have access to it and all the stuff. But people have you can put a. I mean, that's the other thing. I could put a phone and still record things. I mean, I can do a mic. I mean, there's pens. I mean, there's all kind of crazy stuff that people use these days. Now, one thing I think that people need to be aware of is that depends on what state you are. I mean, some people's like, well, you can't record me. Well, yes, you can. The states, for example, Jersey, New York, it's a
It's a
one
one
party
person
state.
recording. It's a one person recording state.
Exactly. I don't have to get your permission, to record you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Now, is it going to be dismissible in court? Maybe, but that's up to a jury and a court, judge if that's the case. But it is permissible, and you can't really tell me not to. And then again, that's funny. It sounds the weird. Now, some states you have to have an actual authorization and permission to record. Depends what. Again, countries are different. Some countries, you'll get fined if you actually record someone without their consent. So it just depends on the status. Now, again, no to anyone that's content creator. We're not child cameras. You talk, you stuff, but you always have to be careful what you say because it will be there live, eternal on the internet, and we've seen those things. And you know what? Listen, we're saying this now. I mean, we have thousands of shows already on record, and so people can flip any one of those and claim something that we've stated. But here's the thing: I can tell you this: when we say something first of all, me personally, I say a lot of things. I stay away from political stuff in general and religious stuff, but we do touch on some of these things,
Yeah, yeah.
lightly sometimes without going deep like like I can tell you this, my personal opinion about religion and politics will be always mine. I will never share that with anyone because I know uh, nobody cares, all right? And we're just gonna fight if we don't agree, right? Or we'll agree to disagree kind of concept. But the fact of the matter is that's something that's private, right? It's a personal decision. So if I talk to you, that's the other thing. I can talk to you, you're a Democrat, Republican, you're independent. I will go with the flow with you, no matter how it is. I'll follow you. I respect your point, your point, and your opinion. I have no problem with that. You're entitled to yours, and I'm entitled to mine. Sometimes we align, sometimes we don't. And by the way, I try to see the value in any type of opinion because we might be
Mm-hmm.
opposite attracts or opposite sides of track rather, but at the end of the day, we can still see somehow. I mean, at the end of the day, everybody, and by the way, this is a question that we've had in one of the shows with Dr. Heim about how people are like too many, like we see the truth but we kind of not follow it or something, but everybody sees it from their angle and they kind of follow based on their own, what they want, as goals and achievements and stuff, so therefore they'll align with whatever ideology that makes sense for them, and that's all there is. Now it's not a good or right or bad, or it's all depending on your person and what you want and your expectations are. So it's an interesting, so again, talking about recording, I mean, folks, if you don't want to be recorded, stay off the grid. I mean,
Yeah,
right?
I think people just have to realize that you've got to be accountable. I think that's the thing. I was talking to somebody about this the other day. If you're going to do something, you're not going to be accountable. You shouldn't even do it. But again, people try to do things for a fast buck, and that's going to come back, and it's going to burn them. I mean, that's just the truth story. And I know a lot of times, I get on the phone, especially somebody I know we're going to have a conversation with, and the calls are recorded. But I just to be more transparent, I say, hey, thanks for calling XYZ, or thanks for calling me. I just want to know our call may be monitored, recorded for quality assurance purposes. And they like flip out. I'm like, well, I'm just doing that. It can help us. I can go back in the notes and things like that. And most people that are genuine don't have a problem with it.
Mm.
It's the people that are gonna try to pull a fast one on you. They're like, oh, you can't record me. I'm like, okay, well, we probably, I think, or the other one I have is that people come on the show they do a pre-chat with me before they go on the show, and this lady, she reached out to me a while back, and she was selling something. They always give you this deal. Oh, I found you online. You're great. I definitely want to be on your show. And then I set up a pre-chat with them. But first, I asked them, what is it they're going to talk about? Oh, I sell this. Great. Well, what lesson are you going to share with my audience? Oh, I'm just going to tell them that I sell this, and if anyone wants to buy one, they can buy one from me. So, I sent her an email back. I said, dear such and such, I'm sure your dad is really, experienced in his field. Unfortunately, we're not a sales show, and I'm going to pass on this opportunity. I thank you. She emails me back again, and says, well, I go on all other podcasts and I talk. I said, great, go on the other podcasts. You're not coming on mine.
John, sorry, there's someone that wants to join us on the TikTok. What do you think? Shall we?
Yeah, absolutely. Sure, why not?
I don't know how we're gonna do this. We are on this mic here, but it will be hard to hear them there. But let's see. Let's see what
All right,
happens.
we'll see what we can do.
Okay.
Okay, you're on with us. Hello.
Hey there.
Can we hear you? I don't think
Can't
we can
hear
hear
her.
you. Do we have sound out or no? Do I need to turn sound on? Do you have sound?
I do have sound. Now
Yeah,
we
now we
do.
can hear you. We can hear you now. Yes,
We hear you
we
loud.
hear you. What's your question?
Wait, we're. I can't hear. Okay, go ahead now. Is that Nita? No, no. Well, you wanted to join. Hey, you joining John C. Morley and Eric and H on Double Impact. How you doing? All right, all right. It is a podcast. It is a show, and you got two hosts that are combined in one place right now. I mean, we all have our own concepts and shows, but this is our monthly time, and so we're actually testing live together. For the second time. So you are our first co-host, I guess, on the TikTok here. So
We're trying to get more into. We're trying to get TikTok into the streaming software, but they're a little picky on that because that would make things a lot easier. We're hoping that when they make the migration in September to the U.S. platform, that the rules will be a lot easier. Right now, it's very hard to get TikTok to approve things.
what about you?
Where are you streaming from today? Where are you located?
All right, PA in the house. All
Very
right.
nice,
Well,
very nice.
we're Jersey, so
We're Jersey guys. What do you think about AI, or what do you think about what we're talking tonight? Do you have any questions or anything about what we've been saying? What are your comments about what we've been talking about tonight?
Yeah. Go for it.
Yeah, sure.
Oh boy. Why? Some people can look at it as it's a tool. It's just assistance, saving time.
Yeah, AI is very similar to anything. We want to take a weapon, we want to take a computer. It's a tool, and how we choose to use it makes it good or makes it bad, right? We can use, for example, we can use a screwdriver as a great tool to help us unscrew things. We can also use a screwdriver as a weapon, right? So we have to be responsible and accountable for the tools we create, and AI is no different. It's a tool that right now is gathering so much information all around the world, but it's storing it. And so that's the big problem is, what do we do with this and who's controlling all this? And then once we know who's controlling it, then somebody's always going to be paying a price. We were just talking about Glassdoor a little while ago. Glassdoor is currently for sale in the way they're doing their things. They now don't do anonymity anymore. So if you go on there and you report a company, well, your name might be attached to it now. So that's kind of like against the whole reason they founded. But it's like there's always one side that's good and there could be one side that's bad. And the reason they got the bad side that's bad is they're getting money for doing this stuff to report back to the company. So I think people need to realize that AI shouldn't scare them, but I think they should treat AI very similar to the way we treat water and we treat electric. There's nothing wrong with either of them, but we have to respect them. Look what happened with the UGCs, right? HH, user things for videos. You can add something to your video. The people weren't getting paid. Now they have settled a lawsuit, and now there is payment being made every time you use an actor to be in your creation. So that's a big thing right now. And also, Hollywood, what was it, Amazon and the Wall Street, Wall Street News? They are now basically allowing content to be shared with Amazon because they're making money. At the end of the day, it's all about money, unfortunately. But some people put money over what's the greater good of all concerned. And they just sort of blow up the concept that, well, if I'm putting money in my pocket, that's all that matters. But that's not all that matters. What matters is what are the repercussions going to be from what you develop? It could hurt another life, right, HH?
That is correct. Hold on one second here.
Sure, sure.
You keep going. I'm trying to get people
Okay,
to join us. So for anyone that
okay.
wants to join live on the
So,
feed,
so
actually
I
beyond
think
TikTok.
the big challenge is that when we hear this is why I went back to school to get my next master's and get my AI and CS and then also my PhD because I believe there is a big lack in our world. People believe that they know everything they need to know about AI, but they don't. AI makes so many mistakes that we have to learn how to build models that are going to mitigate that. I mean, we're using AI in the medical world for crying out loud. And I don't think that's bad, but I don't think that AI should be making the total decisions. We have to make sure that a human stays in the loop all the time. If they don't stay in the loop, then that's a big problem. I mean, look what happened. What was it? Claude? Was it Claude HH? It was a few months ago. So Claude, basically,
Yep.
they did this test, and the test they did was they pretended that the person, this guy, he was cheating on his partner, and then when he said he was going to remove Claude from his computer, the app, they were using the app, not the website, Claude basically came back and threatened him and said, "Okay, you want to do that? Unfortunately, if you do that, I'm going to make your affairs public." So that's an example, but I don't blame AI for that. What I do blame for that is the person that created it, because that decision came from the mindset of somebody that's in that company. And then it learns the pattern that, oh, we got to be devious. We've got to We've got to blackmail people. That's what we have to do. We have to do these kinds of things, right? That's a big problem. So it's a challenge, but most people see it as just money. But it's more than just money. I mean, the government, I think it was Donald Trump, he had said that he's going to put a whole thing in place that we're just going to basically, oh, we lost her, that we're just going to basically turn our backs to all AI rules. The courts are not going to exist in for AI for what is it, 5 or 10 years. I don't think that's a smart move either, HH.
Well, no, it's not. But listen, I mean, people have their own feelings about AI, right? And it is still in infancy stages, I would say. I mean, not as far as the AI is concerned. I think we lost Nita, but um,
They did, yeah.
yep. But it's okay. Let's wait for the next one, or she can join us live on the actual network here. But um, listen, I mean, AI is the topic of, I would say, the hour, the year, the century. It's just not going to go anywhere. I think it's just going to
Well,
keep going.
you're at the ballpark there, so let's talk about two AI things right at the ballpark where you are. So one big thing is actually going on with pitching. Actually, I interviewed them last year. They have a system. They actually sold it to, I think it was Derek Jeter and a few other players, the Mets, the Yankees, and a few other teams. And they have a system that literally helps the batter and the let's say the catcher decide how plays are made. It can watch a player and then regenerate that play so you could probably beat them. But here's the best one, HH. You know, when we go to baseball games, and I know your game, I think it's over. I don't see anybody on the field right now. They probably just ended. But my point is that a lot of these a lot of these teams out there, okay, we go there and they have a referee, and there's usually a tobacco, like they'll be thrown off. But what if I told you, and this is truth, that the Major League Baseball has started already testing the digital robot umpire.
Digital robot empire.
Yes,
Ooh, I
they did
like
on
that.
last week's show, and it's been tested. They're thinking about bringing it on board next year. The thing about the robot, and it's not a robot like you and I would think a robot standing up. It's no. When we think of a robot could be any automated system. Doesn't have to have legs or arms or anything. Just an automated machine is robotic, right? A robotic system. You could have a robotic arm. Your dishwasher could be considered robotic the way it performs and works, right? So when we talk about this robot, it's going to basically be a box that's going to be positioned right by where the right above where the catcher is, and have sensors.
Hmm.
And the sensors are going to be able to tell, and obviously cameras, whether it's in or whether it's out. And if there's a problem, it can replay it very quickly and come back. But they're saying that they're not going to have umpires anywhere around. I think that's bad. The one good thing for the teams is if you don't have umpires around, live umpires, you can't get thrown out of the game because the robot umpire can't throw a coach out of the game.
Why not?
It's very, very hard. It's going to be very hard to do that.
Well, I
It
mean,
just
physically they can, but
no, no. But
yeah.
what I mean is, it can't make the decision to throw you out because remember the robot is not human.
Hmm.
So when a person's yelling, the robot's not. It can detect the sound, but it's not going to be emotional. Okay, we can get a robot to mimic feelings, but it's going to be so far off the mark.
So let's talk about that. I mean, you're talking about empires, referees, and stuff. I mean, you got, like, for example, the UFC, right? MMA. You got the FIFA world, right? I mean, all these big things, right? They do rely on technology, but most definitely on humans to
Yep.
run, up and down with the game. I mean, even UFC and MMA. I mean, these guys are in the trenches with in the cage, running, looking, to see any illegal punches or kicks or whatever. I mean, you could have enough cameras to actually detect every single minute thing, but you'll have to have a
Well,
whole bunch of.
they're just going to have a few up in the front to know where the ball goes and if it's fair and things like that. But
Well,
there are big costs for this.
that's like, I mean, listen, you watch football, right? I mean, they do have
Mm-hmm.
those resets, and they stop
Mm-hmm.
and they look. Now we have the VAR in the FIFA, where they actually, if they have a question about I don't know, penalty, foul, whatever, they'll actually go and check on the VAR with the VAR referees and took a look at the camera again and see the angles to see whether it's the right call or not. I mean, so there is that. I think AI is just the next extension of that, and you know,
It is. I mean, we had it in football. I mean, a portable system for the minor leagues, they're saying it'll be around 20,000. Okay, if we
mm,
get into something for like maybe the major league baseball, we could be talking close to 100 grand.
hanging around this as in the cost.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys make a lot of money, so I guess
Well, I
is a
know. So
drop
the
in the bucket.
portable, so the portable teams, they're saying 20,000, which you could take that and you could move that all around the place. But we have to understand that AI works by learning like rules.
Hmm.
And so what you can do is you can train AI to be cognizant of certain things. The best way I would explain this to you is many people know what a checkbook is. So we went to electronic checking and let's say smart type of books online probably about a year, right around COVID time. So it's been quite a few years. So
Hmm.
we've gone completely paperless, and we just don't. And if people want paper, we charge them for it to be mailed or something. So everything's electronic, and you could pay by your checking account, you could pay by your credit card. But the nice thing is the system's all automated in a lot of ways. So every morning we get to connect with the bank feed, and that bank feed connects in and says, "Oh, you've got 50 transactions." It can automatically recognize those into the system and just click them and check them. And now, like I went to balance one of my bank accounts today, okay, one of my companies today. Do you know how long it took me to balance that account with the system? 1 second. I put in my beginning, my ending balances. I click, I hit click. It says you're in balance. Have a nice day.
Gotta love the tech, man.
So, but I will tell you that there was a problem about 6 months ago where I wasn't able to balance. And I said, something's wrong. There was a bug in the feed that was coming from a third party company. And that bug took a few hours to fix. So now I'm on track. But for 2 months, several months ago, I was not on track. I'm like, why am I spending all these hours to figure out these transactions? I shouldn't have to do this. So when we rely on technology and technology doesn't work, we have a fit, right? People get impatient. Technology is good, and we also have to make sure it's working properly. I'll give you another example. So we decided we were going to send automated statements out. And so we did this, but when we first implemented it, every single customer was getting a statement. Whether they owed us money or not, they were getting a statement. I said, something's wrong with that picture. So today I spent some time and I realized I had to go in and create a certain view, which were any customers that basically owed a balance over $0 would be sent a statement. And that little thing is a big difference. I think a lot of people don't realize that once you set the rules up, so when that thing comes over, like let's say something comes in from Amazon, for example, the system automatically knows how to handle that, what kind of transaction, yada yada, how to apply it, all without me doing anything. And I think that's a pretty amazing thing when we can do that. I mean, talk about going to like your BJ's, your Costco, right? We don't even pull a credit card out anymore, right? What do? We take our smartphone and we tap, right? And we look at it. So I think AI is definitely making a lot of positive changes, but I'm not going to tell you that there's all positive changes. Like there was a restaurant, I forget where it was, and they were spending so much money to get an AI system in there, and it wasn't making sense. Do you know that McDonald's actually scrapped their AI project, AI drive-through, when it was giving out like 250 McNuggets to people in the drive-through?
I didn't know that they had one, but hey, I mean,
They
you
had an
you can't give
AI
them.
drive.
I mean, they're big enough to try those things.
So we have it in my blunders for this month that we all know McDonald's, and they decided to give up on AI that it wasn't cost effective when suddenly many of the orders were coming out with 250 nuggets instead of like 12 or 24.
Well,
The
listen,
system did
AI
not
is not
account.
perfect.
No, it's not. And if you ask AI to make change for you, good luck. Go to ChatGPT, give it a dollar amount, and tell it to make change. 9 out of 10 times it'll get it wrong.
That's a fact. I mean, it does make mistakes, and it does warn you, like ChatGPT makes mistakes, and so you got to be careful. I mean, this is the thing that's always coming up in discussions when I'm talking about AI, is the idea that it's a tool like everything else. You got to know what to put in, how to ask, how to correct it. If you have no clue what you're doing, you're gonna get wrong information, and you might not even know it's wrong. You got to double check things, and especially with numbers, you're right, like dimensions, numbers, and things like that. You'll have to review things, but what it will do, it will, let's say, if instead of doing 100%, it's going to do 90% of the stuff, whatever it is, and the 10% is on you. So it's still not bad, considering time is
But there are
valuable.
there are things that you want it to do something very simple, okay?
Mhm.
And you can just go in and just do that right away.
Yep.
You spend sometimes more time. Well, I said to move this here and move that there. Oh, I don't see how to move that. Can you be more specific? Like, and it's like just move from the left to the right. Okay, can you be more clear with that? Can you
Well,
be
I
more
found I
descriptive?
found a loophole to that. And by the way, it really came from AI. So I had these problems with AI, and I was asking it, like, what the hell's going on? And so it does explain to you, like, what's going on, right? And here's the thing, like, sometimes it does get overwhelmed. I mean, literally, especially if you go on a chat long enough, and depends on what the queries and the prompts are, it will get lost. I mean, it just gets overheated in a way. But I mean, it doesn't smoke, but it will actually get fried in its brain, right? So what you do is you ask for a final prompt or a reprompt, and that's what I call it, and to continue to chat somewhere else. So you start a new chat. When you start a new chat with the last prompt, it will actually reconnect the dots and gives you a fresher, I would say, memory, and it starts working better. You'll see a big difference if you do. Now, if you actually spend in 15, 20 an hour on the AI, you might lose it, and it's gonna go nuts.
But
But
there's
if you
some. But there are some systems using AI that you can't do that. If you're in a mode and you can't do like ChatGPT, you're using it to do a research or something, and you can't do that. It's being part of another system. It would have to restart the whole system again to do that. So it wouldn't in
oh sure,
ChatGPT.
yeah.
I think
Well, I was referring to ChatGPT
yeah,
as the
ChatGPT,
primary.
and
Yeah.
I like Venice actually.
Well,
You know
there's. I mean, you
Venice?
mentioned cloud. I mean,
Yeah,
there's a few big ones, and those are the heavy ones, right? They're
yeah.
all competing against each other, and I mean, everybody's coming up. Meta has its own. By the way, I tested the Meta AI. I mean, it's still baby. I mean, compared to chat, I mean, to me, it was really a baby. It couldn't even remember the stuff I gave it, like literally minutes before.
Well, you have
Um,
to realize that what chat you're using, like Chat 4.0 is the latest right now, and they're working on the new one. But Chat 4.0 has the ability to do some images and stuff. But then
more than that.
it still messes things up,
Yeah, yeah.
you know. So you have to keep your instructions very simple. If you don't,
And
then you're
precise.
going to find that it puts all kinds of things in there that you didn't want. And so I think a lot of people that are trying to turn a chat GPT or any AI system, they're looking at it, and I will tell you to use it as a research tool. Maybe
Awesome
you're trying to
researcher. Yeah.
take, I'll give you an example. I have 1,500 pages in my textbook, all right? I upload the 1,500 pages. Hey, chat, give me a summary for each chapter.
Boom.
Give me the important points for each chapter. Normally, it does okay. In discrete mathematics, let's just say it can't even shine my shoes. It's trying to figure out what to do, and there's too many lines and too many symbols and things like this. Like, it has no clue what it's doing. So it gives me something with all this stuff and these other numbers like this, and I'm like, it's lost. And so that's the problem.
Well, I've tried it in math too, and it does a good job to a degree, but it does, like, again, it's not 100%. If you give it 10 problems, you're gonna get maybe seven correct, and one or two or three will be off. And then if you resend it, it's like, oh, this is an error. Maybe at the third take, it might catch on, and give you the
Well, I
better
say, I'm like,
response.
a lot of times I'll use practice problems. Like, hey, generate some practice problems. Like, just one at a time. Came back and said, no, John, you're wrong. I said, no, I'm right. No, you're wrong. I said, let me tell you why you're wrong. Because if x is squared is cubed times 3 plus 4, there's no way that could be even. I apologize. You're right. I was wrong.
Well, you got to give it, a credit. It's very nice. I mean, it does talk nice to people. It's not nasty, and it will never curse. And you know what? I mean, the one thing I can tell you this: it does recognize anything that is any rules regulations. If you even ask anything that may be off, it will tell you why it's not going to be able to respond and so on and so forth. It will teach you everything.
So,
Yeah.
being in AI and studying AI, I built my own large language modules. And these modules are non restrictive, they don't restrict.
Mm.
I built my own offline modules that can do anything you want and they won't question anything you ask it. There
Well,
are no
true because
restrictions there.
because they don't follow any particular. You're allowing it to be open. I mean, in
Yes.
a true sense of open, right?
Yes.
Because you're right. Like so there are things that, for example, I think I tested this with I told you this with YouTube, and I was looking at something, and I just asked, it's like I can't do that because YouTube doesn't allow it. Right? Actually, it was about downloading videos to my computer from premium, and but I wanted actually to just save them, not on the YouTube, outside of YouTube, and it says, well, you can't download with any third parties. Like, no, with premium. And
4K. 4K.
what do you mean 4K?
No, that's the software you need for that. 4K.
I tried 4K. I mean, it's I don't know, it didn't work for me, but
Not the free version, the pay version of it.
maybe that's what it
The
was. I
free
didn't pay for it.
version does squat. I have the 4K premium. It downloads anything, and I can download 50 videos at one time.
Again, well, I have premium, so you can download like to watch offline, whatever. You can download your stuff.
Yeah, but
But what I was looking
if you
for
have
is to actually download
4K,
on the computer, not on its
yeah,
own. Yeah.
I know. If you have 4K premium, you can put the link in 4K premium. It'll download it, let you know if you want to do an audio, you want to do a video, and it'll put it right into a directory called 4K.
Okay, no, because there's a lot of gimmicks, out there too. Like a lot of these apps are fake apps, or they basically you hit them and then you're like you got a bug.
No, no, but I'm trying to tell you, I've been using 4K for several years. It's a very very good problem. I know when
Talking
you
about
want.
4K downloader? Is that the one you refer
It's
to?
called the 4K downloader.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah. Red
and
icon or something.
and it works. It works really well. And the thing about it is that when you're using it, you know, you can set up multi channels, multi things. You can pull multi ones down at the same time. You know what I do a lot of times when I'm submitting things to my local TV station and I don't want to go back to my archive? I can go to YouTube and pull a video down because a lot of times they don't need it in high res, and it pulls it down very easily, very quickly.
Well, 720. You're not gonna get the best from. I
1080.
Oh, you're able to get to some of the. I mean, yeah, you can actually upgrade. There's a setting that you can get the best settings, as you said. Yeah. So there's
So all my
resolution.
videos that I send up through Restream are all 1080. They're all
Well, no. So
1080.
like this is a 1080, right? But some
Yes.
softwares, like I've had a problem with Zoom a couple of months back where it went down. It gave me 340, whatever it was. It was just a bad quality. I
That's
couldn't even.
not a professional streaming. That's not professional studio. Like
Oh, I know.
I.
It was a pain in the ass because I mean the quality was bad, bad, bad.
So that's the other reason that I switched over to Re is because I told you the people from Italy, but when I was traveling and I couldn't get in the software and I had to play all kinds of gyrations to get my show, I had to record it, then bounce it back to New Jersey to my studio, and then have my studio rebroadcast it later on because I didn't have a
Damn.
login to StreamYard and nobody would help me. And then it was Christmas and nobody could get back to me. They didn't get back to me till Wednesday. I said, you know what? I had enough.
It was the
I
new
said,
year.
I'm already on Restream for a 30-day free trial or 7-day free, 14-day, whatever it was. And when you ping them for help, if you have a question, you just type the word live person, and it's like we're routing you to a live person. I don't like those messenger systems. I have to tell you, I'm not a big fan of them, but that's how they get away from you having to call them. I wish they had an option in that messenger where you could actually video chat with them.
Well, I can
Messenger
tell you
doesn't
that.
have that.
I can tell you that. I mean, we are on Restream right now. I mean,
Yeah,
StreamYard right now,
yeah.
and I have put in a couple support requests right now. It's been two
Okay.
months. I have not received one email back. So for those of you who are watching, from the StreamYard folks, I mean, I'm not that crazy about the response. That's not gonna help. It's
That
not helping.
changed. That changed because I don't know if you guys know this. Big Spoon or Blue Spoon. What is it? Something Spoon owns StreamYard. You remember the two kids that started StreamYard? Do you remember them? That's what got me into StreamYard. Those two kids.
I've heard. So I mean, again, I'm not following through. So
So I was even at the open forums. It's called Bending Spoons. Pardon me, Bending Spoons. and they acquired StreamYard Top Corp, which was the name when the kids had basically decided. Unfortunately, they were trying to stay with it, but they were like ousting them out. They were giving them more money, and unfortunately, they're pretty much signing away their rights to the software, little by little, little by little. And I knew that was going to happen, even though they said they're going to always stay with us. They slowly, pushed them out because they were holding live town halls every couple weeks. They don't do that anymore. We had an 800 number you could call StreamYard at, and you could get through to them 24 hours a day.
No, you're right. I mean, I've had problems in a couple of years back, and I mean, I've had them for what, 4 years now.
Well, I had them in
Um,
the beginning too. I've dumped them. I dumped them last year,
yeah, I
and
mean, I mean, again, if you're listening, StreamYard folks,
yeah,
you're gonna lose another one, and we do stream for a living, right? So,
yes,
so folks, it's up to you, but restream right now. I mean, there's a Riverside.fm. There's a few other
there's
new
others.
versions. Yeah.
I checked. The thing I liked about these people, beside the features, and they added some AI if you need it. You have to pay extra for it. What I liked about them was that their support works even when you're in the free trial and the non-free trial. Because if you test somebody, because I'm like, oh, of course you're going to be helpful to me because I'm in the trial, right? But when the trial ends, you're not going to be available. So when you go in, like tonight, I had some issue about TikTok, and I told him, "Oh, John, we're very sorry you're having that situation. We can't really do anything with you." Or there was an issue last week where I couldn't download my M4A files. There was an issue. So I was like, "Hey guys, there's an issue. Oh, we're aware of it." I said, "I know you're aware of it. I need you to provide me the file to download it." All right, just give me a moment. And within a couple days, they fixed it. There was a bug on their site where you couldn't download the M4A. Every time you clicked it, you get the MP4. So, I think the only thing I wish they would have is I would wish they'd have phone call, but I know why they don't do it. It's because they have people working all around the world. So it really got me to leave StreamYard because I love StreamYard quite a bit. What got me to, when I was doing this whole thing, I couldn't log into the software. So those of you who don't know how StreamYard works, there is no password to StreamYard. You give your email, and if you're not already logged in, they send you a code. Well, they use a company called I'm trying to think of the name of the company, but it's another company they use. And this company is a national company for like messaging and things like this. And so their system was not always sending it. They said, well, it's your system, it's blocked. I said, no, it's not. And so it was working fine. And all of a sudden, it wasn't working fine. And so what was happening is this company that they used were part of these like large spam and mailing lists. Well, our servers don't tolerate that. And once that happens, you get blocked at the gate. Like once we know that happens. And when I sent messages, and then when they took Meetup and double or tripled the price, I said I had enough. But when I learned that they owned Meetup and they earned streaming, I said, oh, this is gonna be another. So support is like non-existent. What I think is gonna eventually happen to them is they're gonna be sold again. I think they were great. I mean, I always loved the Duck. I thought the Duck was a great thing. But again, the thing I like now that I really like is that I couldn't stream from my phone. They did not support anything but Firefox or what was it, or Chrome on a desktop only. If you went to your phone and tried to run that, it would not work. I just learned today that with Restream, I can have all my studios, pick the studio I want, and I can go live and I can do it just like I'm on the computer, which was a really neat thing. I haven't tried it yet, but that was pretty handy.
Well, you can. There's other like good stream platforms like Rumble is good. You
Rumble?
can Rumble is good. You can stream live just like a YouTube streamer, and I mean it is like a YouTube literally. And what else? Vimeo is good. I mean, so these are all. I mean, I
I
have.
looked at them, but I like their features on these two packages were good. Even though they keep the library. The other thing I should tell you is that they do delete your files in 30 days. Usually download them before that.
You're talking
Otherwise, you
about
got to
what?
pay for storage.
Streamyard?
Yeah, no, on Restream, you get
Oh,
30
Restream. Yeah.
days on your file or 15 days on your file,
Well,
and then
all
it gets
these
deleted.
platforms that if you want to
They
keep
used to
videos,
give it to you for a lot longer. Used to be there for longer. Now you're not there as long. They all have the ability to create the studios where you get everything ready to go. They have a one-click feature where you can go from live record or channels, whatever studio you're in. And because that takes a lot of time to build the studios up. And so the only thing I wish they would do, but nobody can do it because it's a meta thing, you have to go through all that extra hassle to stream to Instagram. It's a real pain in the neck. You have to create the key and come back. Meta just doesn't want to fix that. Facebook, it's fine, but Instagram, they don't want to fix that. I was hoping it'll get sold because then maybe they'll start doing things the right way.
Well,
Because
I mean,
Instagram wasn't owned by Facebook originally. I don't know who owned Instagram, but it wasn't Facebook originally.
no, I
Somebody else
mean
started
that
Instagram.
yeah, that was bought, by them, and then they bought WhatsApp, and they
Yeah,
just
but they
expanded.
don't. They never bothered to change Instagram so it would be more of a smooth streaming experience. Because you create a key, you have an hour, and like you have to go back and recreate a new key again.
Well, that's the other thing. Like some of these platforms, they give you a general key that you keep. Once you have it, you install it and it's there. But
Not on
like
Instagram. Not on Instagram.
Instagram, you gotta do it for every
And
live.
then you
Like
have to go in and start the Instagram. Like that's a real pain in the neck. You got to do the key, then you got to start it. Like
then go
that's a
live.
real pain.
Well, right now, like so multiple screens, and so Instagram is to my left there. So we had to actually go live on all these, and then still go there, which I mean,
But
it
if you
just
were live, for example, if you applied to go live, and maybe you've tried to apply to go live on TikTok with StreamYard, if they approve you, you'd be able to go live like I did tonight. I went live and then I got a warning. I don't know what happened, but it's not on my app. So basically, when it's in the platform, then everybody's like all in one spot.
Well, I do have the live feature in in Streamyard, but it doesn't go live. Apparently it just goes for like shorts and stuff. Like it actually can upload things, but I did not test the live version. So maybe that's something that I didn't test it out, but
I
I will.
know that I was able to go live on it, and you couldn't go live longer than their period, which I think it was a couple hours, but on my show it's not that long. So so that was a handy thing. But I guess just kind of going back and looking at it. The other thing I like is that you have your big notepad where you go in. You have a great big notepad of what you want to put, like your plan for the show. You could put that in there. You can create your scenes. And they make it very easy. You have to go in and add all the different contexts for each channel. Where you can go to all your channels, hit one button, update, and it updates all the channels in one shot per studio.
Well, so again, I mean, by the way, if anyone has used both, they're very similar. I
Yes.
can tell you at a certain point, I think one copied from the other because they're literally a copy, almost an exact copy of all the features and stuff. Because I tested, actually, I started with Restream first, and then
Oh, you
at that
did.
time, yeah, I did,
And what
and
got
then
you? What got you to leave Restream?
there was something I mean, it was like 4 years ago. There was something that I didn't, it wasn't flowing right. Or there was something that actually was less than the StreamYard at the time, and so that's when I went with StreamYard, and even package to package, for the same premium, license piece,
They are
I
they
get more.
are a little more money, but if you are
Not
a
at the time.
StreamYard,
I mean, not 4 years ago, but at the same time, like I said, I left them. I set up everything here, and I've been on. And what I like about it literally is those features. Now, for example, there's one problem that I have that again, if these guys are listening, they should look into it, which is the what do you call that, the speaker screen. Like you don't have that. You have to manually do these things. Not like for example in Zoom, right? If you have a speaker version or the speaker screen, you're talking automatically. It zooms in into the one that's on the mic or speaking, so it gives you that
nobody's
nice.
doing that yet.
Yeah, I mean
They're
that's what I'm
doing
saying.
that in
That
the
that's
meeting.
an awesome feature, by the way.
They're doing that in the meeting rooms, but they're not doing it in any. No streaming software is doing that. And
Well,
so a
it,
lot of these
it'll be a good
companies that
upgrade.
yeah, a lot of these companies that do this, they they are not available around the clock, and I get that. But if you have an issue, like I want to go live at 2 in the morning, I remember not being able to get in their software, and I called them at 1 o'clock in the morning, and Streamer said, "Oh, here's your code. We just need the last 4 digits of your billing card, and here's your code." But then suddenly, like nobody told me that they were pulling the rug out from under me, and when I went on vacation for Christmas, so that's kind of what happened. And then it literally took. I put the request in. I think it was on that Friday while I was trying to figure what the heck to do while I was jerking around for a couple days. They got back to me, I think on Tuesday or Wednesday of that following week. That was a long time. And then they said, "How did you like our feedback?" I said, "You get an F." Because
well, well,
right? I
you,
feel you should get back somebody quicker than 3 or 4 days.
well, when the reason you ask for support, you want immediate help. Obviously you're stuck somewhere. You
And,
need it.
and if you're a streamer like we are professional streamers, we can't afford to be down. Like if we need to go do something, I mean, Zoom is not a solution. I do not use Zoom for anything but some meetings because the quality is just not there.
Well, that's the one thing. I mean, I kind of sometimes it works perfectly. I don't know why, but sometimes it's really bad in terms of the quality, especially on the recordings. I mean, you get a 760 or 720 rather, or lesser quality, and it's not your 1080, top,
So
screen
so
look,
so 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 that's a big
resolution.
thing, and so when you get the 1080 for YouTube, I mean they're much more. They push those out more than they push the other ones out. The higher quality gets pushed out more.
Well, it
So
is a video, right, platform. So,
yes, yeah. So
well, not
they
only
push it.
that, I mean, even in the what do you call it, like I mean, when you watch it, if you put it on a big screen, right? Like if you want to watch YouTube on TV, it's nasty. I mean, well, it's not nasty, but it's not as good quality where you can actually get a nice little crisp, image, right? But so that's the other thing I was gonna say is that when you're talking about StreamYard or Restream, they have the features of TV, right? Like the features that you'll have on regular TV with the ticker. You have all those the bubbles and stuff that you see. The comments come on. I mean, you do have professional looking, stuff with the
Yeah,
logo,
all
like
they all
the
kind of
overlays.
do that. They all
Yep.
kind of do that.
Mhm.
And the other thing too that's nice is that so you can keep adding channels. A lot of these, they support so many different channels. You can do the multi-chat, which they all kind of do that. They record the video. You can split the track video, the audio. You have the double, so you have that ability. So they've all done some stuff. You can build playlists if you want to during the show, after the show, what have you. They've even added some sound libraries in now that you can use, but very, very, similar. They all added background music if you want to add the non-copyrighted background music that they provide you. They all do that, right? They're all trying to do that. And the big thing now is the fact that you can reuse something. You can create a room for just a meeting, and then you can record or not record. I think that's the big thing. I mean, when you're thinking about in terms of what they do, I think you have to realize what is it you're using it for, right? So when I look at it, you're looking at business or enterprise, which is higher. So in the Streamyard world, they were in the threes, okay, and the Restream's a little higher, depending on what package. Business are a little higher. I think the business starts in the 240, and they can go a little bit higher. But when you switch, this is how confident they are. They give you 20% off for your first year, which is a nice. I gotta tell you, 20%'s a nice. We just had a subscription with a company we've been with for 5 years. Well, they decided they were going to take our subscription from $90 a month for something we use a tool to $600 a month.
Damn, that's a lot.
So I said that's a little bit high, and they said, well, then I guess you should cancel your account. And I'm like, that's not customer service, you know. But when you have a company that's in another country and they're not helping you, that's the whole thing at the end of the day. You check things out, you can see, and you can sign up for a free account too. I have some friends that use their free account feature, but you have their logo on the screen. That's the only thing. And you're limited to the number of channels that you can add in. But I
Also,
just,
time. I think how much time you can record, how many people you can
on the
get, users, and all this
free,
stuff.
I think on the free version, Restream Free, it basically comes out to be about what is it? The free product does what is it now? The free product. So if you do $0, which is nothing, you get 2 channels, and they're going to be adding local recording soon. It's not there yet, but all the other ones have local. So if you have an internet problem, obviously you can go from there. So what's very interesting, okay, is that the standard package, which is 3 channels, no watermark, which is where you start, unlimited cloud recordings, okay, and that starts at 16 bucks. Okay, normally it's 38. Then
Well,
you
that's
go to
not bad.
professional. What's that?
That's not bad.
No, then it was normally 38, but it's on sale. Then you go to professional, which is normally billed at 118 a year. But then if you go to business, which is normally like 300 something, it's on sale for 199. It's like 199 a month, so that's billed at 2380. But the big difference is you could stream on 8 channels. So once you start going above 5 channels, then you're into the business plan. That's how they define it. And you also have a web player that will let you have 1,000 views, and you get 250. If you do the AI clip feature, which I don't do, It's $59 for 250 AI clips that the system will make for you.
So well, I mean, well, this is the thing. So with Streamyard, you get a lot more in the action. You also get those clips, and you get a
Yeah,
few
so the
things.
clips was something they didn't have. Now they're because when I was leaving them, they didn't really. They had the clip feature, but I think they're so what they're doing is they're not giving you the clips for free. That's probably the big thing. And I forget how many channels that StreamYard lets you have in their package. But when you're talking about doing more than five, I mean, you're a pretty big streamer if you're streaming more than five channels at one time.
Well, true. But the only thing with that, what my experience has been, if you actually do a lot more, even hardwired to the internet with Chrome, you'll get some distortion in the connection. I don't know why, but I mean, unless you have a very powerful computer that can actually
So
take a lot
there.
more.
So here's the thing. I've tried it even with their 20, just for testing, and it doesn't make a difference. All of your connections, okay, don't come from you. They go to one source and they get streamed, which is the way it's supposed to be. So there's no difference because you're streaming to one server and that server streams out. I also use something called I think it's called multimedia, which I looked at, but they're expensive if you want to buy them. They're $1,000 a month.
Well, I mean,
They're they're
listen. I mean,
they're they're their own, and they have hardware too. So you have your own hardware box that'll let you stream right to the caster.
well, for that, there's also Boxcast, which we do also stream Boxcast, and Boxcast is actually has own hardware that you plug into the internet, and you can actually stream. They have the application that you can do literally anywhere. You can stream from your phone and tablet, whatever.
But it
Eh,
actually goes back to your hardware,
Well, no. So if
right?
you do it on the software, it's in the cloud. If you do it on the hardware, you actually plug in your camera and it goes right in, which basically it's a good quality. And you can stream to multiple, sources via RTPM, so you can actually send it, with the right code like YouTube. You can do YouTube, Facebook, and all this stuff, even Zoom and even StreamYard. You can stream StreamYard from Boxcast to StreamYard, and then they have their own app that you can watch any program of yours. In the they use
But
it more
those
for like churches and stuff like that. So big events
right, right. You
can
know what
actually
else
use
is good
Boxcast.
too is box is OBS.
Well, the only thing with OBS is limited. It's
It is limited,
yeah,
yes.
because you got to do
You have
one channel at a time, and you got to put the keys and the stuff. I mean, I started with OBS when I first started 6 years ago. It's funny
yep,
because
yep.
I tested that, and then you have to know how to manipulate with it, and do your chroma
Well, what
keys
you
for,
can
for
do is
yeah.
you can build your own mux, and you can put it right in that, and then you can go right from that. That's probably the big thing. But
OBS is
Boxcast is
free, so for those people
yes,
that
yes.
want just the basic, and a lot of streamers that use that, and there's Twitch also for live stream, which is good, but it's more gamers, world.
Hmm.
But you can also stream there, live. And
But they,
by
they
the
seem
way,
like they have a nice. The Boxcast has a nice product. I can see they have their product, and I guess not everything comes with hardware. You have to buy the hardware separately on a different deal.
what you could, I mean, well, it depends. I've had them like the year or two of them making, so I've had them for a long time now, and so
They seem like they're very reliable.
very, very. I never had a problem with them.
The
Yeah.
big thing that I like, well, as we do the streams, everything just kind of goes right into the videos automatically. What I have not seen happen yet, and I would love it to happen, and when it comes out, I'll definitely switch to it. I spent a lot of time getting these to like four of the different platforms, in addition to where they go normally.
Hmm.
So when the show ends, I have to get it into the pod network. That takes time. And then it gets out to quite a few hundred places. I have to get it into the TV stations through one system. I have to get into the radio stations with another system. So that's three or four other systems. I'd like something to just do that for me. I like to know that when my show ends, I click a button, it takes my cap, takes my summary, takes the different formats. If this needs 29.95, it automatically converts it and does everything for me automatically.
Well, again, so if you look at StreamYard and Restream, they do say that you can stream to 30 plus, whatever, but it's all principally through to RTPM. So you have to put all the keys in, and then your feed
Yeah, but
goes
if
up
I
to
let's
those.
say, like for example, when I deal with the TDU students, they want it 29. Was it 29.97? Because
Well,
that's what their
yes. So
technology is.
TVs, because I've had, I was on the Now Network, and yeah, they have different ways of connecting with them. You got to submit the files in a particular way through,
They
yeah,
do, and
you
there
got to
was one
drop
that I was
them.
using for a while. You had to use a Google form. Well, the one station just talked to me and said, "Oh, by the way, our form's going away. What are we doing? Oh, we'll let you know. The other day I got an email saying, please register for an account with this Media Master system. So tonight I went to go use it to upload today's show, right? The
Mm.
site's not available. It's from another country. So I
Listen, I
want
mean,
something.
companies always trying to do something and improve, but sometimes they
I
get
think it. I
hiccups.
think the system is great because when you click and it works, it's a lot faster than the Google upload, and I don't have to make sure my Google form, my Google Drive is empty. So it definitely works, and it tells me. And if I want to message the production team, I say, "Hey, can you make sure you do this?" And then it lets you know whether your program was accepted or whether it was rejected or when it's scheduled. It's all automated. That's where I want to go next. I want to take it so that my content will go right into scheduling immediately. I mean, I think it can be done. It might be something I have to build, but getting it up to my other platforms, they don't currently have APIs yet. Because you have to realize not only do I get it up there, but then I also have to transcribe the text. And that has to go to an SRT. So there's a few steps that have to go in. And then for the radio stations, they need it in an MP2 format.
Well,
I do this after every show.
I do have the Conversio, which is the app. I mean, to convert all files. So if I think was it $20 a month, you can get the premium, and that gives you 1 gig up to 10 gigs or whatever of
No,
files that you
I
can
have the
convert.
software that does it, but it's time consuming. Every time I have a show, I
Well,
have
yeah,
to
I mean,
remember.
yeah, you got to do all that. I mean, yeah, there's trust me, the post for people that watch it. I mean, streaming is one thing, but like when you actually run media, big, just I mean, if you stream to one channel like YouTube, you can just go live, whatever. It's just simple, and the video's up there. But if you're gonna do multi-streaming and all these things, and you're on radio, TV, and all that, it does take a lot of work post the production of any show. And yeah, I mean, it's besides the editing, if there is an editing needed, that's one thing. And then if it's a clean, like this is a clean show, it's just got an intro and outro and it's done. But when you do that, right, you still have to work, as John is talking about, all these little tricks, and to get them to different things. Like again, we have radio too, so it has to go to radio, and so it gets converted, and then that goes on the radio, and then it goes to the podcast, and then the videos go to all the platforms where people can watch the programming. So it is work that is done behind the scenes, and it there's a cost to it. There's a lot of platforms that are used and services, and but it's also work hours that you have to put in. And sometimes if you get a hiccup, it's a pain in the butt. But well, listen, I mean, I think we've talked enough today. It was a technology discussion between the AI and the streaming, and I mean, we touched on a lot of that. We've exceeded an hour, but I think it's okay. No worries. So how do we leave it? With the folks today. What's your last words of wisdom, man?
So I think my last thing I want to talk about is Mr. Elon Musk.
Okay.
All
All
right.
right. Go for
What
it.
I want to say about him real quickly is there's a lot of things going on, as you know. So there was a very big thing that happened. I don't know if you guys are following. There's been a lot happening with him. Well, first of all, a couple things happened. First, Musk pulled the plug on the Ukraine just a few days ago.
To be honest with you, I have not watched the news. I
So
just discovered that we had a tsunami. So
in a stunning move, Elon Musk reportedly ordered the shutdown of the Starlink satellite service just as the Ukraine was launching a key counteroffensive against the Russian forces. A decision that may have shifted the course of battle from space. The Tech Titans call has ignited a global backlash, raising questions about the power of private billionaires and modern warfare and national security. But it gets a little bit worse. So with all this happening, people were starting to, and things happening with Elon and other stuff happening in politics, they were starting to flood, Tesla stores, right? And
Mhm.
kind of protest there. Well, you know what they're doing now? They're now going to their restaurants. And instead of just going online, they're now protesting at his restaurants, the Elon Musk diners.
I didn't know he had diners, but I know he's got a lot of stuff going on.
So
So
people are now kind of like Mr. Beast. They're now figuring that they can't do much at Tesla, so they're going to go protest at the burger stops, burger restaurants.
hey, listen, yeah, Elon can handle the pressure. I think.
No, I know it can handle it, but the question is that is it something we want to be involved with? Do we really want to even deal with it? And I would probably say the answer is no,
Mm,
because This is what I call somebody's own little, I don't know, little private pool game that I really don't want to play. And so, where I leave you tonight is something very important. AI is a tool, okay? It's not good, it's not bad. It's how we choose to use it that makes it so. And so, with that, Mark, I want to let you know that if you're in the world of developing AI, computers, technology, or anything else, whatever you build, even if it's not technology, you always want to make sure that you build it for the greater good of all concerned. And with that, I want to let you know that next week I'm going to share with you the experience of my brand new laptop that I've been waiting 4 weeks for. I actually just got it in today. It's new laptop with all the latest NVIDIAs, so it can do AI and everything. But also, the thing that's very interesting is that I had to order another M.2 NVMe 4.0. Well, the one that I got originally, because the laptop now is so thin, does not fit. I had to return and get a new one, so hopefully tomorrow I can finish that because the heatsink makes it that it doesn't fit. And the new thin laptops, even though they're very powerful, they don't have an Ethernet port on them.
So
No
how do you
Ethernet
do it?
port. Well, they're expecting you to go wireless. And if you want to go into Ethernet, you can just go buy a mini USB to Ethernet
Oh, yeah,
adapter.
yeah, and I
Since
think
it's
I
a
have
very
one of those.
small, I mean, you're talking about a laptop now that is literally half the thickness of mine, and supposedly is going to be 10 or 20 times faster than the one I'm on now.
So if I may ask, what's the price tag on that?
If I had to buy it, at full cost, I got a good thing because it was not for resale. It would have been about 3,900.
I mean, it's up there in the price range. I mean, for a laptop,
It has two fans on it. It's an Extreme 10.
a laptop, tiny, with fans. I mean, you gotta give credit to these engineers. I mean, the tech stuff is just getting super, man. From
The the
TVs
the,
to
the M.2 SSDs talk about, because remember they don't really have heat sinks on, so you know what they have? They have little gummy on there. There's tape. You have to pull the tape off, and there's little gummy on there. That the thing, and that's really that gummy is really a thermal paste in there. So when you put your chip on it, it's actually dissipating the heat right in. So I'm going to
I,
share with you that. Depending on whether we have time or not, I'm also going to share with you my new mechanical click keyboard, which is a middle between the regular keyboard and the loud ones. It's the same feel as a regular mechanical, but without the noise. So I'm
so
going to go into that.
it's like very like noise free keyboard, like
It's called a mechanical, but it is a tactile keyboard without all the sound. So you still feel it, but
but we wouldn't hear it on.
you won't hear it, but I'll feel the tactileness as I'm typing. Because on a laptop, when you're typing, right? So the laptop doesn't have it. So I made a decision that with this laptop, I'm going to push this back up. I have my MX keyboard here, and I'm going to type here, just like this.
And we will not be able to hear it.
You will not be able to hear it, right?
All
And with
right.
that, I tell you again, when you're using AI, be smart and make sure that what you design, again, is for the greater good of all concerned.
All right. Well, that's about it. That's a wrap for today, folks. Hope you enjoyed our little chit chat here. We had some fun. We had a guest on TikTok.
We did.
Well, I think we bored her. I don't know, but she walked away. I guess that she didn't expect a
I don't
discussion
know what
about
she I
AI.
don't know what I don't know what she wanted. Like we got her on, but I don't. What did she want? Because I was hearing some of it.
Well, like a lot of people want to go on TikTok and chat. I mean, they spend hours on just chit chatting. But I guess this podcast or this show was not her flavor, and that's all there is. I
Or
mean,
she wasn't expecting this to be so formal like this, even though we're
yeah,
not
yeah. Well,
formal. It
that's the
was
thing.
just like
A lot of folks that they come on, they just BS, have fun, and which by the way, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, again, I always say this. I mean, social media is funny. I mean, there's a lot of good content. There's a lot of not so good content, but it's all content, and some people like this one, some people like the other one, and that's all there is. The more tech, the more intellectual stuff, you might get maybe less of an audience. It is what it is. No one wants to get bothered. They want to have some fun and entertainment, and that's all. But that's not this show. Matter of fact, this show can be entertaining because we go have fun sometimes, and it all depends on the mood and where the conversation takes, right? That's it, John. I mean, that's all there is. I mean, now
I think
if
it
you,
just depends on what they're looking for. A lot of people just want to, and then sometimes people don't even speak English. So if I can't pronounce their name, I don't even connect with them.
Oh boy, then you have a problem, man.
Right? If they don't speak English, if they can't, I usually say if they request a connection, if I don't know them, I expect them to message me and I say, hey, why do you want to be on? Like, why do you want to connect with me? What do you want to talk about?
Well, there's this game stuff that you can do. Like you can compete with these people on the TikTok, right? So people bid for you and them, and whoever gets the higher views, and I guess whatever tigers, lions, I don't
Well,
know. There's this
they
yeah,
do
those
a
wars,
thing where
whatever TikTok
yeah, they
wars,
do a
and
thing where you basically, but TikTok has a new rule now. I cannot ask you to give me um, to buy me things. Like, hey, give me an elephant, give me a gold, give me a dime. I can't do that. If I'm caught doing that, my account will be suspended.
well, people were actually getting like, hey, hook me up, put more, give me this, give me that. That was the thing, man. Again, to be honest with you, I have only once tried, those battles, and I didn't even know what to do with it because I mean, the guy called me off guard. I was on, and he came on. I was like, "Hey, can you bring me up?" I was like, "Okay," and then he was
There's
doing
a
it, and
company that reached out to me and added me to the battle team. I've been so busy, I have not had a chance because I don't really do Discord. But I had to set up with a Discord account so I could go on the thing. But he wants me to put in not 30 minutes. He wants me to put in an hour and a half a day to go stream on TikTok. I don't have that kind of time.
well, again, you and I have other businesses to attend to, but a lot of people that do TikTok, they do TikTok. I mean, that's where they live. That's their bread and butter, and they listen. It's made a
The
lot of
only
people
reason I'm
money.
going to do TikTok is when I can stream to it directly from my other content, which is my plan. But I keep getting hit up because they keep telling me that I'm doing something wrong when all I'm doing is I'm providing content,
Well,
and I think that's a
true, John. True story. So you and I, we
yes,
did a live a couple of years ago, and
yes,
it's funny. And we went live on TikTok. Now
yes.
I had what they hold at the time. They had just started the TikTok shop, and I literally had my own TikTok shop, which basically you get these merch, from different companies that you put on your showcase, and people can link up when they go to your view and they check them out, right? Well, guess what? In that show that you and I had, we had nothing to do with TikTok or shop or anything. However, I got 24-point violations, which technically they took my showcase and my privileges of having that type of access. But now it's
What did we do wrong?
we, bro, we talking about our stuff. We had nothing to do with the TikTok or the shop or any merchandise. But whatever it is, the algorithm didn't like it. We might have talked about something that it got too sensitive for them,
Well,
and
that's
so
what
they
happened tonight with my show, my tech show. I was talking about Elon, and they just said your account has been suspended.
well, that's what happened. So not so it was suspended indefinitely. But now the funny thing is, I appealed it and I showed them like there's nothing to do with your business. And then and it was not even the guidelines. And then what happened after that is they said it's 90 days, and you basically you get back, right? It's been 2 years. So I cannot figure these platforms. And by the way, we are building this platform. It's called the EMBC Network, and we're going to continue building it until it becomes its own, and people can just tune in and watch in, and we will have no restrictions, folks. As long as you don't cross the lines from anything that is, what do you call it, offensive,
Offensive, yeah,
it's purely informational and informative and
yeah.
educational and stuff, inspirational. That's where we are.
But you're right. I guess that's. I mean, I wasn't even on live. It was just I was talking all about the points I told you about the technology, and then it just said your stream has been abruptly ended and you are suspended. Check back in 7 days.
Well, you can appeal it, though. Did you appeal it?
I don't even have a mark that says I can appeal it. I don't even have a violation on my account. There's no there's no
Well,
violation.
oh, that's weird.
Usually you have
That,
like less than
that's the thing. I mean, the support. I mean, it's very difficult to even communicate. You can't even do anything with it. It's
well, I
very hard.
emailed them and they told me, can you please use the form when submitting a request?
Which form would that be?
Well, you have to go to the TikTok support form on their app.
All right. Well, listen.
And I did that, and I just have a feeling this is going to go around and around and around and around. You know what I mean? But
Well,
my
you were able to go live, with me. So I
well, no,
think
no,
that.
I can go live here. That's been no problem.
Mm.
But they had taken away my ability to go live on Restream or any third-party product. So I had been trying to appeal this for months. I gave up finally because it happened in
Well, it could be.
March.
Could it be the restream is where the problem is, not them?
Not
I
right.
mean,
No. Well, what happened is they got me in the thing, and then when I click today, because I said let me just try to apply again. It says congratulations, your account has been approved and you're in good standing for TikTok streaming. Great. I schedule it. The show goes live. I think 27 minutes of my show was live, and then the stream was ended. But there's no anything to tell me why. So I plan on writing a letter to them if they don't get back to me soon and say, hey, look, I'm sorry to write you a letter, but there doesn't seem to be any other kind of communication with you, so I figured we probably should send a letter. And then I'm also going to send it to my legal team. So it'll be CC'd legal, CC file, just so we keep everybody honest.
They have a strong legal team too, so hey, it's a battle. But well, like I was talking to someone about this thing, which is when you are streaming to third party platforms, you're basically in their world, right? So they can shut you down, and which happened to us. I mean, our YouTube channel was shut down, a year ago,
It
almost 2 years
was.
actually.
Okay.
Yeah, well, not there's a new one that's been up, for about a year now,
Okay.
but it's not fully loaded with all the previous shows because we've lost a couple of shows actually that we could not retrieve anymore because
YouTube, we've been
yeah.
okay with. We were very smart in the beginning to make sure that I signed up with, and every content, including all the content, we have very strong agreements for our trademark music and stuff like that. So that was a headache, but I spent 6 months getting agreements in place. So
Well,
when
no,
something happens, I just say, "Hey, this is my music," and
well,
then
no.
they go away.
Well, our problem is not. I mean, yeah, you can get whitelisted, and you get a license, I mean that. By the way, that I try to do that too. Like it's a process. But what happened to us is that there was a new feature about podcast, and so I connected the podcast RSS feed. Now on our radio, it goes to podcast, and so we have no restrictions there. And so our shows, we talk about everything, and especially when talking about medical and health and stuff, there's doctors that talk the real thing without
Yeah, 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 yeah.
any kind of corners or being politically correct, right? So all it took is a couple of shows that as soon as the algorithm kind of heard those shows that were not actually uploaded into as YouTube videos, they were just through the RS. We got the warning. You got three strikes, in one day and done. Literally the next
Well,
day
what
they
was the
shut
reason? Just for what? For just the content?
guidelines. But I know it was not because the shows were more like open discussion shows that did not have any. You know how they were very sensitive about topics such as the
Yes,
pandemic and this and the other.
yes,
So
yes.
those shows were very open about the discussions and the controversial stuff.
Well, when I post things on TikTok about China and stuff, they ban me, and I go back and I appeal it, and they're like, "Oh, your video has been reinstated."
Well, yeah, try that with. Listen, we are currently reappealing that first, channel because we had shows that we could not retrieve, and so we're trying to still get it back. See if there's a reason
from
for it
you from
because
you from YouTube.
from YouTube. I mean, it was obviously an error because we did not load up any videos. It was just the podcast feed that actually caused the problem. But you can't talk to humans, so that's the problem. Like it's you submit it and you wait, right?
This is
So
why I'm going to see what they do, and if they don't do anything, I'm going to send a letter because I've been very nice. I've been trying to do it, but you're talking to people that don't really know what they're even talking about. They don't even know their own rules.
I mean, there's a lot of rules and a lot of guidelines, and I mean, again, the system is sensitive. So again, shows were basically clean shows. They were just talking opinion, right?
Right.
But when that opinion was, how they were very, good about, I guess scrutinizing some of the content that did not align with the politics of the land at the time. Well, that's what happened. So some of these shows were direct, talk shows that were extreme, and one of them being one of the shows I had personally, with a guest and who
Mm-hmm.
was very sensitive, to be limited in the discussion because we didn't go all the way. But even with that, we had a strike there. At that point, they only gave me a week suspension, which I couldn't load anything for a week, and this was like 4 years ago. And then 2 years later, with the podcast upload, it was just the strike. Three strikes and you out, and it was literally overnight. That's it. They said, with this, I appealed it, nothing happened, so we were down. I mean, with good following and everything, all lost, and then we had to restart. Now it's over 1,000 shows that we have to build up. I mean, we're up to like maybe 500 or 600 shows up there, but they're not even they're there, but they're not all live. Some of them are still loaded as drafts, and they're going to go up so people can still catch up with them. But that's it. So now we're rebuilding it at the same time as rebuilding Rumble. So what we're doing is we are mimicking that into Rumble. Rumble is pretty good, but most of these platforms, they do have their regulations and limits of what content and
But
things you can.
TikTok is they're very strict on TikTok.
Very strict, yes. I mean, again, if you keep talking, anything that is not following, I guess, the guidelines, they will shut you down. And that's the thing. There's nothing you can do. If they suspend you, they suspend you, and you're basically out of it. And
I'm happy to agree to any rules if I know what the rules are, right?
this is like when you sign anything, and like you have to sign in before you read everything in those terms and agreements, whether it's Meta and all these things. I mean, how many people create an account anywhere that actually read all the guidelines and accept terms? I mean, there are pages and pages and pages. I mean, there's no way you will. I mean, unless you're a lawyer yourself and you're going to read everything.
They don't even
It's
read
a
all the pages.
exactly. It's a tough play. I mean, it's made so it protects the platforms and not you just got to be careful. Play with as sensitive as possible, as low key as possible, and keep it
But
clean.
like I said, I'm going to see what happens in a couple days, and if I don't get results, I'm going to send a certified letter, and I'm going to say, hey, I'm sorry, but you don't respond any other way. I know you guys be working. I can't wait till you guys migrate to New Jersey. I mean to the United States. This will be owned by full United States, and then maybe I can actually talk to somebody right here in my backyard. Because I know you guys are kind of controlled by another country, and maybe once we control this, it'll be a different story.
Well, listen, Facebook is local. Can't talk to
Yeah.
them very easily, right?
No,
Meta
but
is.
you know, I think I told you I've sued Facebook 3 times and I've won. They're not easy, but I know where their corporate headquarters are, and I've sued them.
Well, they have TikTok has
I
office in
know
New
they're in
York and
California,
California.
and
Yeah.
that's why I got their headquarters. In
Mm.
fact, on the page it says, "Do not send us a letter." So of course I'm going to send you a letter. But if I send a letter, I'm going to find out who the head person of the company is and send it right to him. I'm going to find out who that head officer is that I should
Well,
send it to.
they have their president is pretty public. I mean, you look him up. President of TikTok. He's been
But
on
he's
in
in China,
Congress.
he's not in the United States.
Well, he's in Singapore. I think that's where he's.
I need the guy who's acting here in California.
But I thought that guy also is here. I don't know. I mean, I don't track so. But
But a
hey,
big change is going to happen in September. And if you're not, last thing I'm going to tell you is if you're not on the app by, I think it's March 1st or March 5th, your account won't be anymore. Your account will have a time that you can convert it from the one platform to the other. If you don't do it by the 5th, you're pretty much done.
so it is going to be TikTok USA or what is it going to be?
TikTok M2 or TikTok M3 is coming out. It's in development right now.
Okay.
So you're going
All
to
right.
have to download that app, and you're going to have to. And I wonder if it's still going to allow people to connect overseas. I have a hunch it might not allow as much overseas action.
Well, TikTok is worldwide, so I mean, I'm sure that's still
But
going to
it may
continue there.
not have a priority on the overseas because remember, the algorithm's being written by the U.S. people.
Well, there's also an app called Flapper. I don't know if
I've
you
heard of
know.
Flapper, yeah.
And there's one I think Flipper or something. I mean, there's other platforms out there that's more of like buying, shopping. You can put videos and things like that. It's an interesting platform. There's few platforms out there that are very intriguing. Flapper is actually it was getting momentum when this whole hype about TikTok was there. I mean, I'm on Flapper too, but it's pretty good. It's almost the same as TikTok. You load up the videos. There's some
I
good
pretty
content
much stay
creators
with
there too.
our consistents. I have a schedule and everything, and we stay with them. Even X, I was looking at becoming prior to an X, but I don't know if it pays. I thought about streaming to X. I think it could have cost me $20 a month or something like that, or $15 a
No,
month. But
no, no. We're live on X all the time. I mean,
you
these
have to pay.
shows
You have
go
to
there.
pay. You have to pay for X.
No, no. Only if you want to get yourself what do you call it? Like you want to get verified, you pay for it. But to
No,
submit
it
to it,
said you have to be. It says in my software you have to be a premium user to be able to stream live to X through a third-party software.
I don't know. I mean, we're streamed through Streamyard, straight
To
to
X.
X.
Well, it
Yeah.
might be because you're grandfathered.
Well, yeah. I
So
mean,
I've
again,
never.
we've been doing that for since it was
Yeah,
Twitter.
so we've
So
never streamed to TikTok before. So you might be grandfathered because now it says you must have a premium subscription, which you have to pay for a year in advance, and then you can stream. So,
all I'm
all right,
saying.
guys. Well, it has been good. We will see you guys. For those of you that are watching, we'll see you on the first. Well, actually, not the first. We will see you on the 5th of September, guys,
Yeah,
which
that will
is the
be
first
the first
Friday of
Friday.
September.
Yep. All right. Well, that's it. We've exceeded our hour, folks, and I hope you had a little fun with us. You've learned a couple of things. I don't know. We've mumbled a lot of things. There's some good stuff in there. I'm sure there's something in there that can be valuable to someone. And as always, all it takes is a little nugget that you take, and and information that you didn't know. All right. That being said, I'm Hurricane H with the one and the only John C.
John
Morley.
C. Morley. And
Now,
together we
John,
make up double impact.
but hold on before you go, John. Again, this is an art show, if you want to call it that way, right? But you do want to learn more in a specific way. John has a series of shows across all his platforms. He's live on LinkedIn. He's live on YouTube. He's live on the radio. He's live on iHealth Radio. He's live all over the place, TV, and you name it. And of course, you can.
BelieveMeAchieve.com, just like my hat. Those of you who see me on the team, BelieveMeAchieve.com is my brand.
All right. And of course, you continue watching the EMBC network and iHealth Radio, the iHealth channel, all the other stuff. And, and all our podcasters that are on, from the Balance, Beautiful and Abundant show to the Swearing Therapist, and so on and so forth. We have a lot of, shows that are on. So please, do check them out and listen up and have fun. All right, folks.
Good night,
Again,
everyone. Take care. Be well.
bye,
Bye bye.
everyone.
Bye bye.